Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Politics with Cheri Jacobus. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't yet subscribed or you like what we do here, I hope you'll help us out and hit that button. Something's changed, and I think we all know it. The blatant, cold-blooded murder by a Trump ICE agent thug of an innocent woman has shaken us to our core. Now, I think we've become numb to a lot of what Trump has done. You know, fascism creeps in. But this is different. This is different. And I see people becoming a little bit more stronger against their MAGA friends and families. You know, a couple of years ago, this stuff seemed to be removed from regular people. They'd watch it on TV. Now it's hit home. Now it's hit home. And people still feel helpless. What can they do? What can they do? I want to read something to you. This is Philadelphia DA Larry Krasner. He announces that ICE agents, quote, will be prosecuted in his city if they break the law after the tragic killing of Renee Good in Minneapolis. Donald Trump cannot pardon you for a state court conviction. It is time to start holding these fascists accountable. Let me be clear. If any law enforcement agent, if any ICE agent is going to come to Philly to commit crimes, then you can get the F out of here. And he said this at a press conference, because if you do that here, I will charge you with those crimes. You will be arrested. You will stand trial. You will be convicted, whether it's in state or federal court. It is my office prosecuting it. That's how the law works. And you will do your time, because Donald Trump cannot pardon you for a state court conviction. Do you hear me, ICE agents? Do you hear me, National Guard? Do you hear me, military? You're going to jail if you commit crimes in the city of Philadelphia. You will be accountable. The law applies to all of you. I love this. We need to get much, much louder in terms of telling our military that they do not and should not and cannot obey illegal orders. And that's why Hegseth is, doing this to Senator Mark Kelly, trying to remove his rank, the whole 9 yards. Let them. Make it clear. Because remember, the Nuremberg trials, just following orders was not a defense. I also think that clergy, including, I hope, the Pope, calls these people out, MAGA, ICE agents, all of them, and lets them know that this is not okay. A lot of the MAGA think that Trump is their God. But this is the time for all of us to pull together, because collectively we can make a difference. We are not helpless. We are not helpless. And clergy needs to make it clear. I hope this Sunday in church, a lot of clergy get up there behind the pulpit and say exactly that. And if they're MAGA asshat, congregation, a lot of them get up and walk out, so be it. There is such a thing as right and wrong. It is time to stop being nice. There's a difference between being nice and being good. Okay? And we can't sit by the sidelines anymore because we want to be nice. Jesus flipped a lot of tables. He wasn't nice, but he was good. So those of you that are a little bit reticent to stand up to your MAGA friends because you don't want to rock the boat, ask yourselves, what would Jesus do? Because at this point, silence is complicity, and that's just where we are. There are things people can do. In my little hometown, I don't live there anymore, but my little town, Hagerstown, Maryland, they went to the town square and they held up signs in support of the woman that Trump's ICE thug murdered. Jonathan Ross was the name of the ICE thug, and he will murder, his ICE thugs will murder anyone. But Renee Good is dead because of him. He shot her in cold blood. It was murder. Every video shows that. I've seen a new video floating around that's clearly been altered, supposedly taken from the cell phone of the agent. No, it's been altered. So shame on the people who are passing that around. So again, pass that word around. This video has been altered. It's not real. And if you have people in your life who are sharing it, you let them know that. And see what they do. These people are showing their true colors. Again, there's a difference between being nice and being good. We're there. We're there. There's lots of things you can do. I'm looking at this report. This guy, I see a picture, out in the snow. He set up a whole drum kit, a whole drum set at 1 a.m. outside a Minneapolis Hilton where ICE agents were trying to sleep, and he played the drums to make sure they couldn't sleep. We can do this. We can do things like that. We are not helpless. We are not helpless. I'd like to talk a little bit about shunning, because I think we have to do it. That is something we can do. We've seen the videos of people at coffee shops going out on the sidewalk and yelling at ICE to get out, won't let them come in, tell them to leave our patrons alone. These are our friends, our neighbors. This woman, it's usually women, screaming at ICE to get out. You don't have to serve ICE in your establishment. You don't have to serve MAGA in your establishment. You are actually allowed to put up a sign with a picture of a red MAGA hat and put a big, X through it. Say, not welcome here. You're allowed to do that. Let them know. Let them know. You don't have to serve them. Let them know. They're not welcome in your establishment. You don't have to let ICE in. You can refuse service to these people. Okay?
Did you know
that is something that we can do. We're in a different place now. People are getting shot in the head, and your MAGA friends are fine with that. They are defending that. They are lying for Trump and ICE on this. These are not political differences anymore. We've been making these warnings and these comparisons against to Nazi Germany for a long time. Guess what? We're here. You didn't choose this fight, but it is. It's there. I put on Facebook, I noticed others have too, Rachel Finneman, I think Amy Siskin did this, and I did I said, if you are, they're saying, if you voted for Trump, I'm just saying, if you're a Trump supporter now, if you're still a Trump supporter now, get off my Facebook page. I don't want you here. I don't want to know you. We're not having debates anymore. You don't get to jump on my page and post lies and altered video. That makes you evil. You are not welcome in my life. These are not political differences anymore, folks. We now have the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, saying that they are going to start going door to door with ICE, busting down doors, looking for illegal immigrants. Now we know that they've hauled away a lot of people who are legal, who are American citizens, who were even born here. They don't like you. They don't like the way you're looking at them. They don't like you recording them. You are allowed to record them. In fact, you must. And if enough of us are doing it, they're not going to stop us. There are things we can do. Record them. Get a group of people to record them with your phones. It is your right. It is your duty. On my podcast this week over on Patreon, I had veteran veteran journalist and media critic Jennifer Schulte, and she says these videos, she's from Chicago, and they had, of course, National Guard there. They have all this stuff with ISIS. She said it was the independent and local media that did incredible work, but it was people, regular people, recording what ICE are doing and what the Trump administration are doing to us in our country that has been incredibly valuable. We need this. If nothing else, we need it for history. If we don't survive this, that future generations will know what MAGA did. Okay? There are things you can do and must do. Record them. Record them. There is solidarity. Hillary Clinton put out, I think it was a tweet, something on Facebook, praising civilians in Minneapolis, and they're all at a vigil. If we stick together, there is some safety in numbers, there is solidarity. Show up with your phone, show up with a lot of people, and record. Record, record, record. Don't serve ICE agents in your establishment. Don't serve MAGA in your establishment. Because if you are still a Trump supporter, you are one effed up dude. I don't care how nice you are. I don't care if you go to church on Sunday and wear your little crucifix. You're not good. You're evil. Fascism is here, folks. We've been warning about it for a long, long time. And your friends, the people in your life who are still Trump supporters, that's bad. You have some decisions to make. And again, we didn't choose this fight. You didn't choose this fight. But life as we know it is forever altered now after Trump's ICE agent thug murdered Renee Good in cold blood.
Are you on hold
on a street in Minneapolis?
Did you know that there are several ways to report a
change? That's just the truth.
You can report
That's the truth.
At
and we know it.
apply.mt.gov.
So,
through mail at Public Assistance Bureau.
These masked ICE agents are kind of worked individuals anyway. Our friend Dr. Jeffrey Grammer, a few months ago, after this last summer, in Salon magazine, salon.com, wrote a piece. He's a psychiatrist and a decorated retired Army colonel who would, treat soldiers on the battlefield, Afghanistan, other places, for the trauma they would experience from battle. And he looks at the psychology of an ICE agent, particularly the ones who sign up in the era of Trump, like even if you weren't one before, you are now, and the masks. And these are not okay people. They're not like you and me. They're not like cops. Cops don't wear masks, right? This is all part of the allure for ICE agents. Now, there are reports that the murderer in Minneapolis, Jonathan Ross, the ICE agent who shot an innocent American civilian, American citizen, in the head 3 times and murdered her in cold blood. She was unarmed. There are reports that he was heavy into the whole MAGA scene. Trump signs in his yards, the whole 9 yards. Like, we've seen those types of people, the zealots. We know they are warped. They are drawn to this, as Dr. Jeffrey Grammer explains in his piece. By the way, if you go to his account on Twitter, I think it's at Dr. Jeff Grammer with a G, G-E-O-F-F Grammer. And he's reposted the piece because it's, what he wrote in July was pretty important, but now to see it all these months later after what just happened in Minneapolis, it's like, whoa. And a lot of the things that people who know about this stuff, when you first hear about it, it sounds like hyperbole. And then you realize, no, it's not hyperbole. We're just not accustomed to it. But I think that we have to get out of our deer in the headlights fear and shock and denial about what's happening, because that's why we let Merrick Garland get away with what he did to this country. We just didn't want to believe it. So we believed these snake oil salesmen on Twitter that were telling us, he's just dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Everybody settle down. No, he wasn't. We wanted to believe that. We don't want to face the truth because this is something completely new in this country. But we have to. So again, there are things we can do. Every single one of us in our own lives can make a difference. We've talked about that before. And if there's an establishment that is welcoming ICE and MAGA, you can make it known that you won't be going there. Do you really think that Oh, when this is all over, we're all going to come together and then I can be friends with my MAGA friends again. Come on.
I already
We
know
didn't
your
choose
mom
this fight,
washes
but we're
your
in it.
ass every time you poop. I already
And
know. Okay?
everything
Even
now
got
is
dog poop
changed
on her
forever.
blankets.
Kind of like how 9/11 changed the world. January 6th. I think that what happened
Why don't you go eat
with the
that cat?
cold-blooded murder
Go ahead.
of
Grab the
Renee
cat
Good in
by the tail.
Minneapolis
Just for the
is
fun
the
of it.
shot heard around the world. And now we have Trump, when he was asked point blank by a reporter in terms of invading other countries, doing what he wants, he didn't care about international law. He said that international law doesn't apply to me. I
If your
go
mom
by
ever
my own
caught you sitting here
morality.
next to me like
I will
this,
do what I want.
she'd be
This
really
is
unhappy.
chilling.
She's very jealous.
You have people in your life who are okay with this. You might want to really rethink that. And you can't put your head in the sand and pretend it isn't happening. I know a lot of you want to. And you don't get a do-over. What do you want your grandchildren to know about what you did in this era?
Curious about what
It's going to matter.
with SNAP benefits?
It's going to matter. I was back and forthing with some very dear friends privately last night on social media in private messages, and we were asking, have you been breaking down in tears since this happened? Yeah. I mean, we've all been, on pins and needles in the whole era of Trump, but this is different. And several times since this happened, I've broken down because of where we are. Then we let this happen. So let's decide to do everything we can in our own lives. Some people have more power than others, but every one of us could do something. I just laid out a few ideas. I would love to hear more in the comments. The comments from you guys are really quite valuable. So have at it.
Want extra cash for groceries, school supplies, or date night? I just found a hack that saved me hundreds on home insurance. Listen up, moms. This one's too good not to share. So our home insurance bill went up again this year. And I was like, absolutely not. Groceries are expensive enough. I saw this free comparison tool called agilerates.com and figured I'd give it a shot during nap time. You literally just plug in your info. It took maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and boom, I found a policy that saves us $753 a year. That covers half my holiday shopping list. What I love is there's no commitment. You can just see what's out there. I didn't have to talk to a dozen agents or deal with any spammy calls either. So if your home insurance keeps creeping up every year, do yourself a favor and check Agile Rates.